Hello and welcome to Love and Lunch, your 20-minute Facebook Live on love, life and intimacy, except we've pre-recorded this one. Don't tell, don't ask, don't tell. I'm Joanna Keeble. I'm founder and coach at bigbeautifulboundaries.com. You can find out all about my online boundaries course there. Keep an eye out for my upcoming workshop, and I will drop a link to my Facebook group below this video. That's Big Beautiful Boundary Builders, and we're talking about relationships, sex, connection, communication, boundaries, all of that good stuff, and self-worth and self-care. Over to you, Jo.
Beautiful, thank you. Yeah, I'm Jo, dating, sex and relationship coach, and I help women to reclaim their truth and to reconnect to their desires and their true sexual power in a way to have fulfilling relationships to themselves and to bring that forward in connection with others.
Nice. So today we're doing a little pre-record because we have lives and we're important and busy. And I've written some words down. I'm just reading the words I've written from our little pre-chat. Transition and making space and newness. I've also written letting things be easy. So this background right now, I think, is a perfect representation of change that's happening for me. And the way that like internal change can be reflected outside of us. And I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling that it's time for me to change what I'm doing, the way I'm doing it. And the words that are coming up is how I let myself feel about it, which is even to me a strange combination of words, but I think it really is about that letting it be easy piece. And I'm having a sort of ongoing conversation where I massage some of my repetitive limiting beliefs, because I've got a belief that it has to be difficult. And I've got a belief that, you know, I do things a certain way. And I've identified that that's not working for me. And I can feel some big feelings coming up there, letting me know that this is probably early life stuff, because it feels really difficult. It feels like a huge emotion. So just let myself live my life. Yeah. So things are changing. I'm feeling a big desire to change the way to actually change my space to reflect the fact that I'm going to allow myself to show up more, take more distance from that fear of being visible and vulnerable and real. And it's like mid-transition. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's always something for me, like in mid-transition is where I really learn a lot about myself. Like you said, the word, how do I feel in this? And I think depending on what transition I'm going through, feelings can be sometimes similar. Like you said, they can often relate to like old beliefs. Sometimes I think for me, it can be like feelings of like, oh, this feels uncomfortable. I haven't really felt this before. And I've noticed it when I've actually been in a transition and come to the end of like closing a cycle or closing an energy cycle. And then it's interesting that you're speaking about your space, because something happens where I either do like a deep clean or I shift things, I get rid of things, I sell things, like something happens to my external space. And it is very much a reflection of like, you know, what's going on internally and how that kind of mirrors out in our environment. And, you know, I definitely know when I'm way more, I don't know, when I'm feeling more inward and I just need some time in solitude, I often find like my space even becomes even more important, because there's this quietness and it's almost like the holding of the space around me really comforts that tender part of myself that needs the lavender scented candles to kind of soak up that warmth, whether it's the extra blanket or the cup of tea, and just actually just relaxing on my bed and not thinking that I have to do a lot. And so I think in a way, like, it's a reflection, and also it's very much it's almost like the rib cage, really, of our bodies, how I'm kind of imagining it, like kind of like support structure. And yeah, I think in a way, like, I have so much approval when my room is untidy or messy. And there's something that actually feels okay about that.
Yeah.
I never used to be like that. I used to want to
Same.
shame myself and be like, oh my God, I've not tidied my washing away yet. Or why is that there? But now I don't know what it is. I think it goes back to what you were saying around the beliefs. And like actually just being okay and being like, this is not forever, it's just temporarily and it's fine. You know,
I totally resonate with that. And for me, it's like shifting from feeling like things have to be a certain way to recognizing nothing is static. Nothing is static. It's all shifting sands all the time. And so it's navigating it and allowing yourself to move through what's happening rather than trying to like stick everything in one place. Oh, what did I want to say? Yeah, it's interesting when you're talking about how your space needs to be to bring you comfort, or the things that bring you comfort. And for me, when I'm in that spot, for example, yesterday I went full cocoon. Yesterday there was just a moment, I don't know, a video randomly came on. I was watching something completely different, and then it skipped ahead to another video on Facebook, and it was some stand-up, and there was just something about it that allowed me to access this place of comfort. And I felt the opportunity. It was like a little window of opportunity open, and it said, you can come through here and surrender if you like. And I did. I just eased back into kind of slumber, and that turned into the whole day. It was literally all day. And there's this nutrient from sleep that I don't feel all the time. And I got it. And I was like, oh, that's good. Well, this is good. This is the good stuff. Every now and then I get it. Like, I think earlier in life I got it all the time, but it was like I really needed to spend the whole day just wrapped up. And I was thinking about what it is for me, because I don't have the clean, tidy space in that spot. In that spot, it's usually quilombo, it's chaos. But I do need the snacks. I do need the foodstuffs very nearby, and I do need all the blankets to just make sure I have the right, like all the pillows. I've got like 7 pillows so that I can make a structure of exactly the right support and be completely warm and comfortable all day. And dealing with my inner critic popping up, my anxiety coming in to say, but you had something to do today. And then I have to like confront myself and just check, like, is this right? Am I avoiding something, or is this necessary? And actually I think the answer was yes for both. And I was avoiding something, and it was because there was a big feeling about it, and I actually it feels like I needed to let my body work through it and give myself that space to breathe and digest what's come before and what's about to happen, and what I'm saying yes to. I'm sort of feeling about
that's
like
really important.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about how I'm wondering, about if everybody knows that they need space. To anyone watching, do you give yourself space and time to get on board with things?
Definitely. And I think when you're in a transition, I feel like I'm constantly in a transition, to be honest, but some are more noticeable. Some are way more noticeable. But if like I finished something, I finished a course, I'm coming up to finishing 2 courses actually. And it's actually like for the energetics and the learning and everything to kind of just land, the way that I process is to kind of have that cocoon and stillness, and there's almost like a landing, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and it just kind of allowing that to be, and knowing, okay, my system works best, it can absorb it when I kind of create that space. And yeah, I really benefit, like my body really benefits from having that time to just be with that. Digest. I love the word that you said around like digest.
I'm really feeling it right now.
I actually feel like sometimes now being around people, I'm like, sometimes I need a day to just digest afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's just about me and energy, replenishment.
Absolutely. It's interesting because I can walk around. So what's happened to me the last few days is I felt out of range a few days ago, which is sort of related. It's not the issue, but it feels like it's all connected. But I was out in a conversation online and I felt like I couldn't engage anymore. It's that feeling when you just feel sort of full. You're just like, there's no space. And I know now that I can say that and I can take my space. What's interesting to me is it hasn't felt resonant to go back to it either. And I want to. There's definitely a desire to go and clean up and finish, like close that tab and close that conversation. But every time I've felt totally normal and fine. And then when I look at that one thing, it goes, and it's like, oh, I can't access that. And that kind of helped me realize, oh, I need to slow down. There is something going on for me. There's a space that I can't access, or there's like, maybe I'm fuller than I realized on the surface level. It's easy to walk around feeling like you got it handled and, you can go to work and deliver, or you can go out and hang out with friends. And then it's like, what happens when you get really quiet though? Yeah.
Can you say a bit more, like how would people know when, or what would it feel like, or how does it show up in you actually when you feel really full?
Yeah, okay. All right. So in the past, it's a really good question. I think most of my life, I was really snappy, right? Bah! So feeling irritated, agitated, and feeling kind of pushed all the time, and really, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say what actually happened. What I experienced was everyone was a dick. And it's just like, God, this person wants this from me, and that person wants that from me, and this person thinks they can do this, and that person just needs to shut their face. And some of that might have been true on some level, but it's not the main truth. The main truth is I was just engaging in places that were not interesting or nourishing for me. I wasn't noticing where I didn't have to engage. I wasn't noticing where I could disengage. And I didn't have the understanding that I could do all those things without reference to anybody else. I didn't need them to be wrong or bad. And also now I understand something I didn't understand before, which is if I feel attacked, that doesn't mean I'm being attacked. It means that there's a boundary that I need to, oh, okay, the attacked feeling or my anger coming up or resentment is probably telling me about myself, my needs, my boundaries. So what happened in that conversation is it felt like an overwhelming, like a wave coming at me. And maybe I was feeling someone's energy, and I think they were probably triggered, or they were having like an intense feeling. But that's not what gets me feeling overwhelmed. What gets me feeling overwhelmed is when I'm not holding myself. And that's when, sort of as an empath, if you like, you feel like you're attacked by someone else's feeling. It's when I'm not grounded in myself and I'm not clear on what's mine and what's yours. And that happens to me when I'm tired, sort of on an energetic level. I'm worn out by what I'm digesting. So yeah, I'm full. I'm dealing with so much stuff on the subconscious internally that I might not even know about. I know about it because I can't deal with what you're saying. I can't respond in a grounded way or recognize that I need to disengage, and instead I'll go to resentment or feeling attacked. Yeah, and I don't care if someone's attacking me. Like, it could be an internet troll having a go. It doesn't matter. The reason that it gets to me is because there's something I'm not handling with me. That's where my power is, and that's what I'm interested in.
Beautiful.
Awesome question.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I think it was great just to clarify, because I'm sure like many people can resonate with that. And many people live from being too full.
Yeah.
And not have practices or tools to kind of come back to themselves, and actually how important that is for relating to really kind of what did I call it yesterday? I was on a session, and it's like, I can't think of the exact words that I use, but it's almost like energetic garbage. It's just like when you're bringing your stuff in connection with other people, it's just, I can't remember, it's on the tip of my tongue, this word, but it's just external noise. And actually, it's almost like you've got a barrier when you're trying to relate in that way. There is just a barrier because you're trying to fight through what actually, if you're able to process it and release it and then come in with the truth or come in with the actual thing, then you can connect then on a much deeper level. But when people don't have the tools or the practices to work with that,
or even the awareness,
or the awareness to think, actually, I'm feeling a lot right now. I need to be with myself, ground, do what I need to do to come back into connection, to come back to my body first, and then I'm able to come back into connection with the other person and have a conversation. I'm
getting it like
I think that's when
sludgy pipes. It's like you've got this disgusting build up in your pipes, and if you're then going to go and take that to someone, it's not clean, and you're giving them like shit for their system.
You're coming into conversations with charge, and
and then you get your pipes
when you're
coming in. So ethical cleaning up of your own shit is the way to go. So I'm wondering who else is in transition right now, who else is feeling kind of stuck or up in the air or a little bit nauseous, a little bit tight. I'm having all of this. I feel hot and a little bit tight in my solar plexus, and I'm excited as well because I know where this is going. I know this is like, this is a sort of birthing process, if you like. I know that I approach things that I want with resistance because I learned to do that so well. So all right, love to know if this resonates with anyone. I feel like that's probably coming to time.
Yeah, definitely. And the opportunity is obviously always there. You can reach out to Joanna or I if you've got any thoughts on this and you don't want to post them in the comments below. If there's anything you'd like us to speak about, it would be great. It'd be great to discuss that. All right then. So thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been a pleasure. I am going to finish with, I have got a beautiful Facebook group. I'd love you to be part of it if you identify as a woman. It's called Empowering Women to Ignite Their Desires. I'll post the link below. And what else do I want to say? I've got a 6-week pleasure course coming up soon. So if you're interested in learning how to feel more confident and creating a life through pleasure, and how that can transform your relationship to yourself and to others, then get in contact with me and we can have a conversation and see if that is a fit for you. I'll pass you over to Joanna.
Awesome. So I've got a workshop coming up that that is one of the things that I'm working with right now, right? It's definitely hitting my having this level to allow myself to come out with this. But I'm really excited, I've got a workshop. So keep your eyes peeled, get in touch with me if you want information. There's going to be some boundaries work and some laughter stuff. And I'm going to drop a link to my Facebook group below this video, Big Beautiful Boundary Builders. If you're curious and you want to have a decent conversation on relationships and boundaries and communication skills and self-worth, get in my group and let's have a chat. All right. Love you guys. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you very soon.